Well, it was a fun day today. It was good to get a national champion and a two-time national champion for this year, and then to see Season just have a great outing herself. She came here into the meet, got ninth last year, and then to see her do well to move up to third was really fun. Was hoping for Callie and Kaylee that they could get something going today, but they didn't have their best meet. But just really thrilled. Our women moved, from the points we got on first day to now moved 11th in the country, and they were 11th indoors and 11th outdoors. So we're just really proud of them today. This is a real special group. I'm gonna hate leaving a lot of these seniors.
Wes, I guess you kind of have to. We're asking you to repeat yourself, but so I'm trying to think of another way to ask a question about Ruth. Uh, I guess I'll approach it this way. Looking back with her results, she did not lose. She has not lost all year in the triple jump. Obviously, she has great talent, but to win from January to June in each meet, what does that say about her? Consistency and tenacity from week to week.
Yeah, Don. I've had some great ones, but she's got to be put right up there as the best that we've ever had, especially in her event. And the thing that makes her stand apart is when it's showtime, she literally knows how to compete. And I don't think I've ever seen her more on her mark than today. Now, her every jump wasn't fantastic, but she didn't have any trouble hitting her mark. Her rhythm was pretty good. She tried a little too hard maybe there on the last few jumps to try to make some big mark, but very consistent all year long. Unbelievably that you can do that week in, week out, that you are undefeated. She did it at the conference meet indoors and out. She did the national meet. She does it at the outdoor conference meet, and here we are at outdoor nationals and against a great field. I mean, the Jasmine had jumped over 47 feet also this year, but Ruth is special, and she's just figuring it out. That's what people don't understand. She didn't have a great day in the long jump, but boy, she come right back and put it together in the triple jump, and she's pretty incredible. I'm really proud of her.
A couple of years ago, when Divine had his fantastic year as a junior, you said that he had to turn pro because it was just the financial decision made it the clear choice.
Yeah.
What kind of opportunities might Ruth have? Is there any chance that she leaves you after this year?
Well, I don't know exactly what kind of opportunities. Unfortunately for her, the events are different. 100 meters, 200 meters is, a huge deal. And, and when you win the national championship in 100 and 200, well, boy, it's different money. But I don't think when the women's triple jump, it's near that. I think maybe her education for one more year. This is Olympic year. We would do what was best for her, and I would want to guide her that way. But I really think her stock is still going to be just as good in another year, and she's going to have a long future ahead of her, especially if she can long jump, keep that long jump at 22 feet something and be consistent there. Then she'll have an opportunity at some point to go to meets in Europe and long jump or triple jump and whatever they need her for. And but I still think her bread and butter is going to be that triple jump.
And we could ask Ruth, but in the next few weeks, what is her chance of, I guess, being on the Nigerian Olympic team, and what is her schedule going to be?
Yeah, she's got to get back home, and to my knowledge, still have to go. We're hoping she didn't have to go home for their trials, but I'm pretty sure she's going to have to do that. She can tell you a lot more about the details, which I think she leaves in just a day or two to go to Nigeria. And we'll have to compete there. But she's met the Olympic standard. She's got that. Her country, I think, will take her unless financial reasons. And so I think she's got to go and just kind of prove fitness is what they call it. But I don't know how you could not see her come out of this meet and prove fitness. But I hate for her to have to do that. But she'll be fine no matter what.
Sean, go ahead.
Coach, where does Ruth rank among all the female athletes that you've coached over these years? I mean, she's very special, Big 12 national indoor, Big 12 national outdoor. So where does she rank among all the athletes female athletes that you've helped coach?
Yeah, you know, Sally Kipiego won 9 NCAA championships from the mile to the 10K, and she's got to be the queen of track and field at Texas Tech, and it actually has the most NCAA national champions of anyone. So we don't talk about that as much as we should, but about Sally. But I think Ruth, you know, without a doubt, fits that. It's a different event, you know, different event. She's a field event person, and Ruth was a distance runner. But I think Ruth is just right there, right with Sally, right behind Sally, and just was the greatest of all time as far as Texas Tech's concerned in women's track and field.
How will you take the lessons learned from this meet? You did have some of the best in some of the meets, but how do you take this and help develop these young athletes? Because most of them are really young to proceed in the following years.
Yeah, it's a great question, and it's what happened. Season's got 9th here a year ago, and she gets 3rd today. And you know, when we won the national championship, Duke got in 18, he got 9th in the discus, and then he won it in 19. And you need, I keep saying this, and it's never against a freshman or a sophomore, but you win championships of juniors and seniors, and I really believe that as a group. That doesn't mean one individual couldn't do it, but I just think. You know, we lose Shanae's points out of the nearly 20 points we scored. We only lose 2 of them. Everybody else that scored is coming back. And then we're going to put some pieces to that. We've signed some kids that'll come back. I think, you know, we've got all this group that got 10th or 11th or 12th. You know, I'm hoping that they're going to be in the hunt next time. And I think the experience is invaluable. So you get the experience here. And then when you come back, when you look at this fancy stadium, it doesn't ooh and ah you quite as much.
And speaking of the stadium, as you get back there and as you have seen the thing, the oohs and the ahs as they looked at it for the first time in some cases, what does this being able to show them that you have this great stadium and this, hey, if you come back, you know, we're gonna work with you to help you get back here. How much does the ability of being able to show them that this is our goal? Our goal is for more of us to come back, help you maintain athletes.
I think when you get on this big a stage, you know, this $250 million facility, and it's nicer than probably any stadium they've ever competed in. It's where the Olympic trials will be. It's where the world championships will be in another year for the whole world that's going to come. So it is a top-notch facility. You're not going to get any better. I think being in this environment and hearing the crowd and that kind of thing, which you don't get at every meet that we go to. I can't say it enough. You have to get in it and be a part of it, and then you learn from it. And you learn how to handle your emotions. That's the thing. You learn how to deal with things that are hard to do when they call your name. You know, it's talk Coach Tadlock, you know, freshman pitcher and people in super regionals or in deals. You know, they have to learn how to handle that. And it's the same way with my sport. So.
And finally for me, if you were to describe someone without mentioning the championships of Ruth, how do you describe Ruth as a teammate and as a leader for your team?
She's the best. She is the most unselfish person, team leader, just a, you know, an almost 4.0 student. I mean, it's just unbelievable, the leadership that she gives our team. She's a spiritual leader. She is a tenacious worker and unbelievable in competing. And she's the greatest example that we've had in a long time here.
Don?
Wes, regarding the trials, next week in Eugene, are you or James or Calvin going to be going back up there with different people?
Well, Cliff is going to stay here with Seasons, I believe, in 4 days. Maybe it's 5 from tonight. That Seasons competes, so we're not going to just beat her up by taking her back. James and I and Calvin and everybody else are going back, and then we'll come 2 days before each one compete, and we won't know for sure who's in, but I think definitely we'll have several, and we'll know that very, very soon. But that's our plan. It's not to keep them up here the whole time. And when Season's done, she'll go back. But it was just tough on them. They needed to stay.
Yeah. And obviously, you'll have Trey's going to be up there, of course.
Yep. James is here definitely for him.
Next best opportunity for tech people who are Air Americans, obviously Divine's going to be.
He'll go with Jerry. Yeah.
I was going to say other U.S. guys from Tech who has the best chance.
I'd like to see AJ Hudson. I know he's probably still he's run close to 20 flat. He needs to that down a little bit, but if he can get in the right race and the right condition, so I think he's got a great chance. Trey, of course, I think there's been 3 guys meet the standard now. So
yeah, he's one of 4 now.
One of 4, and so he needs to beat one of those guys at the trials. So that would put him in great shape. So I would think Trey right off the bat's got the best chance right now of all the American people, and so I'm looking forward to seeing what those guys can do.
It may be 3, but I think it's 4. Trey's got it, Sullivan's got it, Harrison's got it, and I think Shelby McEwen got it.
I think you're right. I think he got it recently.
Yeah. Yeah, Harrison and McEwen both got it within this spring, within the last 6 weeks or so.
Yeah. Well, he needs to be sharp at that meet and be ready to go. So, but he needs to be one of them for sure. And then, and now if someone else meets the standard, of course, that'll be another person to add to the pot. But it's a pretty high standard. They're going to have to be really on.
Yeah.
And I hope we're going to have them. The Japanese people are still throwing a fit. So I'm hoping that that's going to calm down.
Yeah, especially for a guy like Divine in particular. I mean, in his prime.
Yeah, no doubt. My teammate Billy Olson made it in 1980, and as you know, Jimmy Carter pulled the plug, and he never made it again. And he was one of the greatest. Jumped 19 something in the vault 13 times, but it was just his prime. And then when it came around in 84, well, he was injured. So those times are once in a lifetime sometimes.
Yeah, and this is probably Trey's best chance too.
No doubt, no doubt. But it's a good day. I was real proud of our women today, and they had a good year. It's a good group, and I love finishing it off, getting people on the podium today, and especially, Ruth, 2-time national champion. You just don't get 2 national champions, and first time in the triple jump. So thrilled for that. And no one deserves it more. So proud of her.
Don, Sean, anything else?
I'm good. Thank you, Coach. Safe travels back.
Thank you, bunch.
Thanks, Wes.
All right, Ruth, we are ready for you.
Sean, you want to go first?
Sure.
All right, Sean, you want to lead it off, and then we'll go back to Don.
Ruth,
Morrow, 2-time national champion.
Big 12 indoor. Then you go NCAA indoor. Now Big 12 outdoor. Now NCAA outdoor. 4 times you've jumped, and 4 times, at least you didn't make Coach sweat a little. What was going through your mind when you got that initial jump?
So first off, Coach Thomas was an incredible coach. He told me to, because before we got to the track, we worked on my technique and everything, getting off the board. And just like Coach Kitley said, I'm still trying to figure out triple jump, which is true. I'm still trying to put everything together. And so when I went for that jump, I had no idea it was like that far. Then I looked at it and I saw a 14:19. I was excited because I've not done 14 ever since the Big 12s. I've not like touched 14. I didn't do 14 at regionals, and I was like, okay, it's still in me. I can still do this by the grace of God. And just seeing that 14:19, I was excited to see that I did the 14:19 and my ankles were fine. I was healthy because I've been battling with my ankle for a while now. So just doing that with my ankle being okay and the crowd cheering and my coach is just watching and screaming my name, that was an incredible moment for me. I see this nationals as a junior Olympics. Yeah.
So heading back to Nigeria, heading back and having to qualify, what would it mean for you to qualify and to jump for your home country?
It's going to be mind-blowing, and it's just going to be a huge blessing because this has been my childhood dream. I can remember the first time I told my dad I would love to run at the Olympics, represent my country. So I said that when I was like 10 years old, and now I'm 23. So that's like 13 years of work, 13 years of consistency, 13 years of believing in God, believing in myself, believing in my coaches, 13 years of mental work, and so many other things. So it's going to be a dream come true. No longer a dream, but really, but just the reality, and showing others that if I can, they can also.
With you saying that you're still learning, you think that you still have more distance in you?
Yes, I do. By the special grace of God, I'm so confident I have more distance in me because um being going into triple jump, very like taking it very serious now. And ever since Coach Thomas saw me and said that you're a triple jump um person, you're mostly triple jump person, I said, okay, let's start taking this serious. So Coach Thomas is being so patient with me, teaching me the basics, how I'm supposed to roll my legs, how I'm supposed to, just do the hop phase. And back home, I usually just do the hopping and stepping, and that was just to make my legs stronger because we didn't have access to weight rooms. So what we did on the field was to do lots of hops, 100-meter hop back and forth. So I think that was my learning phase of getting into the triple jump. Maybe that was God just saying, okay, we're going to keep doing this so you can like get into what I have planned ahead for you. So I'm still learning and putting everything together. And right now I'm at the point of being confident about my speed because before I never go full speed. I hold back my speed a little bit so I can hop and then step. But now I'm going in with full speed, going in fearlessly. And even if some of my jumps at the end of today was not like super good because I was just trying to, give it all I had. So I know I still have to, still take it slow and enjoy God in the process. Is taking me in. But I know all is going to come together very soon. And yes, I have more in me.
So I had Coach talk about you. I want to hear what you have your thoughts after this year, from your thoughts about Coach Thomas and Coach Kitley and what they mean to you.
So Coach Thomas and Coach Kitley mean a lot to me. I lost my coach last summer, and Coach Thomas and my late coach were always in communication. And seeing that the torch was passed from my late coach to Coach Thomas and to Coach Kitley, I had to realize that, okay, Ruth, You don't have any other coach that you know. Okay, now these are not just your coaches, these are like your fathers also. So whatever they say you should do, trust what they say you should do. Be humble, be patient, knowing that this is the next phase of your life. And you just have to take the bull by the horn. Okay, you have to listen. You have to know that this is where God has kept you, you know, and just focus on this phase and leave what has happened already. My coach back home is gone, and these are my new coaches, and I have to listen. I have to be disciplined. And they just mean so much to me because they're always there to encourage me, even if I do well or I don't do well. They're always still there to encourage me. They're not coaches that just look at you in a weird way when you don't do well. They still pat you on the back and they still tell you well done, because they see the work we give in every time. They're like fathers to me. To me personally, they're like fathers to me, because I don't have a family here. My best friend family became my family, and just seeing them on that track they're already like a parent to me, because there is really no one else. But yeah, thank you, Coach Kitley, for all you do, and thanks, Coach Thomas.
Finally, from me, Coach Kitley talked about the incredible 4.0 student. You're a spiritual leader. You're a leader of this team. If you were to come back next year, what would be the goals that you would like to put on the women's side of the track team?
So lately on the women's side of the track team, what I do is before every competition, I wasn't able to do it at nationals, but when we had Big 12s and we had regionals, I was able to sit the women down in nights before we're about to go. So I've been doing that, and I've been telling them what they have on the inside of them, because most of our teammates might want to hold back. They might feel like, oh, because as athletes, most times we already calculate our position before we even get to the track. Most of us are like, okay, I guess I'll be third. This person can be first and second. But I usually sit them down, pray with them, and tell them who they really are in sports and how much they have on the inside of them. So my goal is just to keep doing that and to keep letting my character speak for itself and every work I put in, because I realize that people don't really listen to what you say, they watch you. So as a leader, by the grace of God, I want my character to speak. So when they see what I'm doing, all they have to do is also follow. And I begin to, you know, just continue to encourage them each time I see them, and praying with them, making sure that I am always and easily accessible to them, to ask questions, to be friends with, to go. I don't mind, you know, just making sure that the women's team are back again, because we can do it. We have a strong team and we got this. If we can place 11, meaning if we all come together again and put our minds right, knowing that we can do all things, we can do different things if we just be determined and focused to get them as much as we're hungry to breathe. This team is going to do an incredible job, just like what Coach Kitley has said before. This team is strong and we're ready to make history in NCAA.
Don?
Let's see, following up on a few things, Ruth, you mentioned that you've had trouble with your ankle, left ankle or right ankle? And when did
my right ankle.
When did you hurt it there? How long have you been dealing with that?
I've been dealing with this even when I was at, when we started Big 12s. I had this also at Big 12s. So it's because I just started like triple jump. So triple jump indoor is more beneficial to me because of the bounce and everything. But once it's outdoor, I feel like I'm going higher instead of out. So Coach Thomas is, you know, teaching me the basics, because I'm doing something wrong and it's teaching me what to do right. So now I'm beginning to get it little by little, and it's been very patient with me. So whenever I do get the wrong technique, I tend to hurt my ankle a bit. Then when I do it right, my ankle is fine. So I just have to keep knowing what to do right and keep doing what is right repeatedly to make sure my ankle is in good shape. But I'll get there.
Yep. So with your coach passing away last year, And you said you now consider Coach Kitley and Coach Thomas your coaches. So for international competitions like the Olympics, you would listen. James is the person that will be the main voice for you. Is that correct? Or
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Coach James Thomas.
okay, so there's not a coach of the Nigerian team.
We're actually working on him being there for me. So hopefully, by the grace of God, when Trey makes it, not if, because I know he will make it. When Trey makes it and every other person on our team makes it, I'm sure he'll be there. So it will be there for me because for my country, they said they might not be able to bring our individual coaches, mostly for those that are pros and they have their individual coaches. So we're still trying to figure that out, but I have no idea who they're gonna bring for my events because I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Saturday night now, what day do you plan to be back in Nigeria then? Or what day are they wanting you to be back in Nigeria?
I'll be in Nigeria on the 15th, by God's grace, and we have the meet from the 17th to the 21st of June. We don't have the event schedule yet. So I have to get there until I see the event schedule and know what time I'm jumping.
Yeah. The fact that you have already met the Olympic standard in the triple jump and in the long jump, do you have to, what do you need? Do you think you're pretty much automatically going to be on the team, or are you still going to have to go beat people in your trials?
Everyone on the Nigerian team, everyone is ready. They're good. So I have to go out there and also give you my best, regardless of if I've made the standard or not. I'm not going to, look down on anyone and say, oh, I've made it already. Let me just breeze through it. No, I'll keep fighting all the way because everyone back home is also really good. And, just do what I need to do and remember everything that my coach has taught me.
Yeah. Your coach back home that passed away last year, what was his name?
His name is Coach Oremu Adu.
Can you spell that for me?
Yes, I can. Adu, that's his first name. And his last name is Uremu.
Okay. And you started working with him at what age?
When I was 10, 11 years old. Yeah, 10 years old, going to 11 years old. I just wanted to do track, just 100 and 200. I was really good at the 200. I didn't really like the 100 because it's too fast, but I was pretty good at the 200. And then I started long jump. Yeah, I started long jump when I was in my teenage years. Then I started triple jump when I got to America.
Yep. I was curious, how well do you know S.A. Brume? Is that how you pronounce it?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. S.A. Brume.
How have you been in competitions against her, or what kind of she's ranked number 1 in a long jump right now this year. What's your relationship, if any, with her?
So my relationship with S.A. Brume, I don't really have a contact and we don't really keep in touch like that, but we're fine. I see her as a big sister. She's been in track and field for a very long time. And the last time I competed with her was when we were both back home and we're just having normal Nigerian competition and Nigerian meets and things like that. But she's a very down-to-earth person. She's very humble, very playful, and yes, very funny. So, and I can't wait to meet her again when I get home and just congratulate her. I miss everyone back home.
All right. Any more questions for Ruth?
I think we'll
I'm good.
go and let seasons come in.
All right. Ruth, fantastic job. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Coach Kitley. Thank you, Mr. Don. Thank you, Mr. Sean. And thank you, Jeremy. Thank you so much. Have
Thanks,
a
Ruth.
blessed Bye.
All right, Seasons, if you'd like to get your camera on, and we'll get you going, and we'll Don, you want to start, and we'll go to Sean. Questions for Seasons, the second woman in program history to be a first-team All-American in the discus, and of course the other one being DeAndre Carter. So, Don, why don't you lead it off?
Seasons, you're so motivated after finishing ninth and missing All-American, missing first team All-American by one spot, your last chance. What does it mean to you to finish as high as you did today?
I'm really actually like pretty excited about it. Like, of course, everybody wants first, but like coming from getting ninth my first time at nationals to getting third my second time, it just gives me motivation for the next time I go. Hopefully the next time is, you know, that big one that I want, that I'm going for. So I'm just really thankful and excited that I was able to go from ninth and come back and get on the podium this year and get third. Because I was contending with some really big girls. Like, these girls are unbelievable.
Well, and I was going to say, you threw 192.2 on your first attempt, and that puts you in first place. To what extent, if any, did that kind of help you relax and settle in, knowing that you had a good throw on the board from the very first one?
Well, after that, though, I was like, okay, I in my mind, I was like, but I knew it wasn't like really a safe throw. It wasn't really a thing. Like, I knew that would get me top 8 in my mind, but that I didn't really think it was gonna get me third. So I was actually pretty shocked that it got me third. Like, cause I wasn't really comfortable after that when I was actually really pressing in, trying to get a further throw, trying to get over 60 meters, because I knew that was what I was gonna need to contend with these girls, especially the top 2 throwers. One's a world lead, one's the reigning national champion. So I knew in my mind, I was like, 192 is okay, but it's not really something that gave me comfort or much of anything. I was actually like really on edge that whole time.
We were asking Ruth about her Olympic trials plans. So you are, let's say, I think Wes said you are going to stay up there in Eugene.
Yeah.
Staying next week. What's kind of your outlook for the trials?
My goal is to try to hit this Olympic standard somehow, some way, and hopefully get top 3 so I can go to the Olympics. That's the goal. I mean, I'm really hoping to get a good mark come out of it. And I think it's also a good experience to also go and compete with some pros and some really good girls that meet too as well. So I like the experience, but hopefully I can actually go in and hit, you know, that Olympic standard, and hopefully a miracle happens, not automatic. Somehow I get in.
What is standard for women's discus?
63.5 meters, which is like 208, I believe, in feet.
Okay. Yep. How do you, what practice opportunities do you have this week? Since obviously there'll be a ton of athletes up there, where do you find to throw?
Well, I know there's like times we can go into like a community college, I believe, and like me and my coach, we always find all we need is a sidewalk and some grass, and we can have a practice. So practice isn't a hard part to find. We always make a way for practice, that's for sure.
Sean, you want to jump in?
I asked this of Ruth, and I want to get your feelings on this. What do you have to say after all this, ninth, third, about your team, and talk about your coaches and what they mean to you?
I can't really hear him. He like froze.
Don, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. You froze for a second.
Okay. I already asked Ruth about this. I wanted to get your thoughts on after a successful season like this for you, the value of what you've had with your coaches, and what would you have to say to your coaches after, you know, getting you closer and closer to your overall dreams?
I'm just like, all I can do is just be grateful that they're going with me, because I know at the end of the day, it's like, it's not really, it's my dream, and I'm just like thankful that they're like going along with the dream that I have and believe in me that the dream that I have can happen. Like, you know, some coaches can be in a place where like, oh, we don't know like how you're throwing right now, but like my coaches truly believe like if you want something, you can have that. You just got to put in the work to get there, and they're gonna help you get there. So I'm just like really thankful that my coach is like on my side and like wants to help me get to where I want to be, and is like on my side to help me get there. And he like pushes me hard to get there because he also believes that it can happen as well. So that's what I'm really thankful about. It's like you have coaches who believe in your dreams and want to help you reach your goals and reach your dreams.
And as you are throwing today, what was going through your mind? When was there a relief when you got that throw off, or was it like, wait a minute, come on, I got one more good throw in me?
That was definitely what my mom was like. 200 is there, like you can hit it, like find a way to get it happen. It just didn't happen. But I was definitely not relieved after the 192. Like after that, I was like, man, like can I hit 200? Like can we finally hit 200 today? And it just didn't happen. But I didn't have no sigh of relief after that throw. I knew I got into finals off the throw. So I think that was a sigh of relief. Okay, I got into finals. That will place me something. But it wasn't a thing where I'm gonna get top 3 off of it. That's for sure. That wasn't going through my mind.
As you are throwing, how do you feel feel the energy from the crowd? I mean, that it's a wonderful facility that you get to throw in. How do you get that energy and use it to fuel your success?
Well, honestly, like when you're throwing, you kind of like forget that the crowd is there sometimes. Like sometimes, like if you can peep yourself on the TV, that kind of like be like, oh, I'm like really here. But in that, like, I think sometimes like you're throwing, you tend to tune everything else out and you forget that you're there. The only person that you probably think in your mind is like, I know my parents are here somewhere, my coach is over there. That's about it. So everything else, I don't really pay attention to. Well, I try not to because sometimes it can be a distraction.
And what do you have to say about the rest of your team and how you guys have come together, how you ladies have come together for this season and the future for Texas Tech track?
It was really impressive on how many girls made it this year for nationals because usually that doesn't happen. Usually it's like less girls than like this year surprised me. It was like a lot of girls who made it, which I thought was really good. So it shows that the girls team is like growing and like we have people who are able to contend and like actually grow in the program. So hopefully the girls find a way. We keep getting good people and we keep growing, and all of a sudden we're able to like contend higher at nationals. Hopefully one day win a conference. That's mostly the goal for the women's team. So we're looking good so far. I mean, based off what I saw this year, I mean, hopefully next year we keep the ball rolling. Hopefully we get something out of it.
The future's definitely bright. That's it for me. I know we're running out of time, Jeremy, so I'm good.
Yeah. Anything else?
Hey, Wes, can you pop back on real quick?
Yeah.
I was curious. Have you heard anything on like Hannah Carson or Gil Roberts? Do you know if they're going to be in the trials?
And seasons may know Hannah got hurt. I know she got injured, and I don't know that she's ready to throw at all this time. And then Gil, I know he's been trying to come back, but he's been injured some too. So, but I think they go back through your 19. They give you 2019 and 20 and 21 to get the mark. So he had a good mark in 19, so he could at least get in the meet. But I have a feeling Gil's going to show up. Yeah, I don't think Hannah will, just because I think she's been hurt.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Looks like we're.
All right, guys.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.